Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. This is my journey. I'm 2 years into it. It started off with antidepressants, going cold turkey, and now I'm on cannabis, giving up cannabis. I have smoked cannabis since I was 11 years old. Not as intensely as I have in the past 9 years. Um, but I have smoked it since a young age, so it's about getting everything out of my system because the cannabis that I smoked when I was 11 led to other substances as well, and yeah, I think it can do that for a lot of people. It's very challenging to get off a substance when you've had it integrated in you for so long, and the environments that you're in and situations that you put in as well. Also, alcohol's a big factor as well. Although I've not had a drop of alcohol for like 2 years, so it's not really a big problem for me, but I know it is for many other people. Um, so yesterday was my day 62. I've gone a full, I think it was since last Sunday, so I've gone a full 7 days and I've not touched any cannabis, any marijuana at all, which is fantastic for me. Um, and yesterday was my most challenging day. I woke up with morning anxiety, morning dread, and if you don't know, that can come with withdrawals. I had that with my antidepressants withdrawal, and I had that for 1.5 years, and it was pretty severe. Every morning, waking up dreading what the day'd bring, um, like just not feeling. It was just a yucky. It's a yucky feeling inside your body and inside your mind, and you can't get on with your day until you've like woke up, kind of thing. So what I do is I have to have a shower, properly like wake myself up, get my face on, and then it starts feeling. I start coming to, and I start not dreading the world as much. But that happened really bad yesterday morning, so I didn't know what to do with myself. I was just walking around, sitting down, thinking, what am I going to do? Wondering what my life was about. I did have a shower, but that didn't seem to help. So I sat there a bit more, and I was proper craving a joint. I thought if I just have a joint, then it'll just make everything better. But it doesn't make everything better. That's the that's the craving and the psychological battle that you've got to get yourself through, because that makes you stronger at the end of the day. And when you get through these battles, I think the more cravings you have to have whatever you're addicted to, I think it makes you not want to have it because you've been so resilient and strong in not having it, and you having the determination in your mind to stick with your guns, kind of thing. But I did eventually get myself out of it. I went for a 7k run on my treadmill. I usually go outside running, but I just couldn't bring myself to do anything yesterday. It was just a bit of an intense day. So I did my 7k run. I felt much better. The day got a bit better. Watched some movies with my dogs. Didn't put too much pressure on myself for anything. I still had the craving, but I knew that I weren't going to touch anything because it had just set me back, and I don't want setting back. I want to move forward. All the progress I've made in these 2 years, it's been so intense. The things that I've done for myself, like the exercise, the food changes, diet changes, like mindfulness, trying to like sort my emotions out, regulate myself, because I was so like dysregulated, like being on the tablets, and I think like when you come off the cannabis as well, I think it's like an because you've been high and you've been stoned for so long, and that's all you know, that's all your brain knows. It's really hard to get to grips with like having conversations with people, going outside. And I know it sounds silly, but it's true. There's plenty of people that can, they've got experience with these kind of things that happen to you when you come off a substance. So for me, it's just, well, I feel better. I feel better than I've done in a long time anyway. I feel more balanced. I had a really emotional week though last week. It was yeah, weren't as intense as like my tablets when I came off my antidepressants, but last week was like very intense. I had some personal issues going on that I was dealing with as well, which doesn't help your nervous system. But I think the more I'm doing, the stronger I'm getting. The more resilient I'm becoming as to not wanting to put things in my body, because I know it's just going to set me back, and I don't want to be back at the start again, and I don't want to have all them feelings and thoughts again. I lost so much to antidepressant tablets. I lost so much to weed. Like I used to be like so bubbly. Well, my ex-girlfriend, she used to say I were a witterer because I'd never shut up. But then when I started smoking weed, I just slowly went into this like depression of like, I don't know, I'm just not giving a shit. And that's not, it's never been me. I've always given a shit. I've always thought I was like magical, like unique, because no one was like me. I'd talk about anything. And I had so much energy for like playing with my dogs. I used to take my dogs out, like proper play with them, like just not take them for a walk. I used to like proper play with them, like I was a big child. But that all went. I just went into this like deep slum, and I thought that the weed was. I don't know what I thought it was doing. It was just like a coping mechanism habit that I got stuck on. My brain got stuck on and relied on. But I can't do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I want myself back. I want Michelle back. And I want to be the girl that I was before. And I know I'm not going to be the girl that I was before, but I hope some reminiscences of my personality come back. I'm feeling like they are doing, but I know like everything takes time. Especially coming off the antidepressants as well. I've been in protracted withdrawal for 2 years now, since 2023. Protracted withdrawal is when you have, so I had really acute, severe withdrawal symptoms. I nearly died coming off antidepressants. But when they subsided, you can just be getting on, but then you can have the impact of the severity of the withdrawals come back, and it hits you just as it did then, but it doesn't last, kind of thing. It just lasts for like, I don't know, it could be a day, something like that. But if you tell yourself that that's it, then you're not going crazy, then at least you know, don't you? So yeah, that's protracted withdrawal. I also got cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome when I first came off the cannabis. That left me in bed feeling sick. I had stomach ache. What else? Headache, really, really sluggish and depressed, and sweating, really bad, intense sweating, and I stunk. So if you are planning to come off cannabis, then they're the symptoms that you need to look out for cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome, CHS. You can also get CVS as well. I've not done too much research into that, but I know that that's another form of CHS. I don't know if it's more severe or not, but I'll do some research and I'll try and put a video up on CVS. So yeah, so it's a long journey to get to where you want to go. But if you're determined, I've had some lovely comments. People wanting to get off cannabis. People starting the journeys, coming off cannabis. People who are on the journeys already, who are doing amazing coming off cannabis. And it's brilliant to hear that you're all wanting to like self-empower yourself and be empowered, because that's what you're doing for yourself. You're taking back control of your life, and it's going to be really rough if you're just starting out. It's going to be like the toughest thing ever. You'll get people saying, "Oh, you don't get withdrawals from cannabis." Well, you do. you can get severe withdrawals from cannabis. The doctors can't do anything, I don't think. They'd probably just offer you antidepressants, but I definitely wouldn't take them. I'd just try and ride it through. I wouldn't take anything. If you're going through withdrawals, I wouldn't take anything to try and subside it, because you've got to feel to heal. That's just my opinion. Just because I've been on antidepressants, I know what they can do to you. Anti-anxiety medication, I know what it can do to you. I even had a injection it was called Zoladex, and that was to control. So when you have it stops your periods, so that would to try and control my moods. So I had to have a needle that was about that long, and it had like an implant in it. So I had to get that. I had to inject it myself just underneath my tummy button. And that was horrendous, and I had to do that for a year, so I think that messed all my hormones up as well. Because I found out later it's like an anti-cancer drug. It's just ridiculous what these doctors are giving out to people, like when they're not even the symptoms that they're like projected. Do you know what I mean? They're giving things out to people when they're not even giving. It's not even for the right thing. I mean, I've just found out that on one side of my family, autism runs through it. So I think I've got a slight autism as well. So when I was thinking I were mentally ill or mentally challenged or whatever, I don't actually believe in mental illness. I believe it's like trauma, and everything comes from trauma. Mental illness is just something that's been brought out by the government and the doctors to make people think that they're fucking crazy when they're not. It's a horrible word, mental, because I don't think anyone's mental. I think people have just had challenges in their life. They've been traumatised by certain events. And then you get labelled as mental, you get labelled with all these labels. And I don't think it's right. I think the only label that people should be having is trauma. And trauma can be solved. Anything can be solved. But when you're given all these labels and you're looking into all these symptoms that you have, if you look at all the symptoms that you have, it just resonates with every other like diagnosis that's out there. So if you've got anxiety, the symptoms from that can go to borderline personality disorder. If you've got borderline personality disorder, you look at the symptoms to that can lead to bipolar disorder, because they've got the same symptoms. You've got ADHD symptoms, they're the same as autism symptoms, but also ADHD symptoms are the same as borderline personality disorder symptoms. So do you know what I mean? It's like, and I think they've made all these medications to try and make money off people and the vulnerabilities, to prey on the vulnerable, thinking that they're mental and they're cognitively challenged when they're not. So that's just my opinion. But I think there's a lot of people out there that agree with me as well. Fear-mongered into taking these tablets, thinking that they're not going to get better. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But yeah, back to the cannabis. So it's brought a lot of emotions up for me as well. So if you are thinking of coming off cannabis, it does bring... So like if you come off cannabis, like so from the age that you went on it, like it kind of dulls your mind. But like when you come off it, you're kind of still at that age. So then all your emotions come back, and then you just got to process them. It's really hard, like, but I didn't expect that to happen to me, but it was just like one thought, this thought, that thought, and I didn't really know what to do. So I had a bit of a wobble. Well, it weren't a wobble. I just didn't know how to process all these emotions coming back. It's just natural, isn't it? I'm shaking doing this. I don't know why. My nervous system. But yeah, if you're coming off it and you've not come off it before, that can happen as well. So just be ready for a whole load of emotions to come back. Don't worry about them though, because they will subside. It's not as intense as well. It's really intense at first, but once they've subsided, you can manage it, you can process it, and you can compartmentalise it in your brain, and the you that you are now can kind of soothe the you that you were then, and you can get yourself back on track. So yeah, I'm day 62 now. Day 62 since I started like coming off it. I dabbled a little bit in them 50 days, but in the 50, no, from 8 days ago, I were having the odd joint even there, but that would do me no good. But I have been totally sober, totally abstinent from cannabis for 8 days now. I've not put nothing in my body, and it is challenging. But if you're on this journey with me, then we can get through it. We're getting through it. Every day is different. You'll have your upstairs, you'll have your down days. Some days you'll feel fantastic, and then the next day you can feel like it's end of world. So yeah, day 62. I'm on it. If you like my videos and they're helping, you can subscribe. You can get the notifications with the bell, and you can also do the thumbs up, the like, to like my videos, because it helps the algorithm go around, and if anyone's struggling and needs this information, then it can get around, and people can obviously do their own research and get help and stuff. So thank you for watching. I've been Michelle. I'll upload another video as soon as possible. It's nice to see you all. It's nice to have all your comments, and love you all loads, because you've really helped me on my journey, and I don't know where I'd be without my subscribers and all your comments and your support, so I really appreciate that. So thank you, and have a brilliant day. Thank you.